Home ownership is a building block of the American dream. But the American dream, for many, was destroyed in 2008 when banks' lending practices caused our economy to crash and hundreds of thousands of Americans lost their jobs and homes. You see, to make money, the banks sold American mortgages to investors. And they were in such a hurry, many banks did not legally document the mortgage transfers. When filing foreclosures on homeowners, the mortgage servicers covered up the sloppy paperwork by forging documents on behalf of the banks. This process got the nickname Robo-Signing. And even though the banks and mortgage servicers agreed to stop this illegal practice, it is still happening today, and it is hurting everyday Floridians. People like Keith Simpson.
My name is Keith Simpson, and our home was located in South Dade. 2008, my business took a huge hit along with everybody else's during the real estate crash. And so in 2011, things got to the point where we needed to restructure our finances. We went to an attorney here in town that had advertised on radio and retained them to do a modification for us. The process back in those days was you had to default on your mortgage before you could qualify for a modification plan, which seemed kind of bizarre on its face, but that's the way they did it. So in any case, we started the modification process, worked on that for a couple of years, and then we had to redo the modification application after my wife's medical accident because she was no longer able to work. The bank moved to take us to trial. About November of 2013, we were very close to an agreement with the bank, so the bank's attorney put in a motion to the court for an uncontested extension on the trial. And basically what it said was, we're really close, we don't see the need to go to trial. That motion went to a judge who had not participated in the process at all. It was one of those 5-minute hearings, and the judge denied the unopposed motion by the bank and ordered us to trial. Our attorneys were not prepared for trial. They had waived discovery already, which left us no real recourse, and we were advised by that attorney to sign the consent order. And since we were so close on our modification that they were sure that the bank was going to give us our modification way before any kind of writ of possession was issued. So reluctantly, I signed it, and I sent an email to the attorney with my misgivings and asked her to modify the consent agreement, which wasn't done. So we lost our house. In December 2013, the foreclosure was issued. Right away, I went to see Bruce Jacobs at the recommendation of my CPA. It took Bruce Jacobs about literally less than 2 minutes to determine that we were a robo-signing victim. You know, the fact that the banks were not forthcoming with how they obtained our documents is really troubling because, you know, the average person has no recourse against these giant banks. And what was really disturbing about it was the willingness to do it on such a scale and all the people that must have been involved in it to push this dishonest practice forward on so many homeowners. I think what people need to know about my story is it's not unique. I think that they need to realize that there are hundreds or thousands of people out there less fortunate than us for different reasons that have lost their homes because of dishonest practices by banks and not enough advocacy by courts. We're looking forward to the time that we can go back in and sue for the fraud that got committed on us and hold people accountable. Because just because you have money and power shouldn't mean you can take advantage of consumers. It just shouldn't be that way.